Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and sorry for the slow start there because, first of all, I'm streaming the Lord of the Rings online and the slow start is due to me having a new monitor. I did get the third one a lot earlier than I expected, so once again I have a slightly different setup on my end, but didn't do any drastic changes this time. When I kept talking about my setup being a little bit unfinished, that is one of the parts. And today, what I'm going to be doing is going back to Anor, actually, with the Warden's Gondor series, which is on part 28, it looks like, and just running Throne of the Dread Terror on level, because that is the level cap the server is at, and that is the raid we have. Now, I do want to point out, with the different setup, you can probably see me right now, I'm actually getting used to having to look, I guess, between the right and left, because I'm used to OBS and Chrome being on, like, OBS and the chat being on the same monitor, basically, right next to each other, and right now they are on opposite ends. But also while streaming, it helps me have Discord up and a couple other things if I do want, but right now this is all I have up. So yeah, that is one of the differences. Also have the lighting almost completely set up, not quite completely set up. Hello. And I should point out, I'm already in the Discord with my kinship. You can see me running around with my character doing nothing as I'm basically doing intro type stuff. But yeah, and there's my air conditioner. I still worry about the volume of the air conditioner, but there is nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. But to start off today, I thought I could do some inventory management. I already did some, actually. That is why I have this many free spaces, which isn't even that many. But yeah, that is one thing I need to do, and I think there's a bunch of armor that I don't need. I was saving this stuff mainly for potential cosmetics. Hello to Guerrero ESP73. Yeah, I was saving a bunch of this armor potentially for cosmetics, or some of it would maybe also have uses, but I don't think there is anything, at least in that particular tab, that is going to be useful to me. Just for example, we can see these purple gloves are higher level than my teal ones that I have equipped. I have the level 95 crafted gloves equipped, I think, even though it wasn't showing the minimum level. Maybe these are other things, other gloves, but anyway, the point is, even with essences, I don't think I could make the purple gloves better than the teal ones, where it is worth actually worrying about that. Otherwise, I do have some, it looks like, just disenchantable boots that I definitely don't need, definitely not an upgrade. But yeah, I was saving most of this stuff for potential cosmetics, I believe, and decided not to do that. In Guerrero, I am doing quite well today. One of the other pieces of good news that I have not mentioned yet is that I actually got enough stuff done Thursday to stream today, which is probably obvious, but I know I mentioned that on the last stream, that I wasn't entirely sure if I would actually... I've not looked at that armor. So this piece of armor, it's one that, thinking cosmetic-wise, okay, because the pants don't change, definitely don't want that. If the pants change color with the dye, of course I want to use the rose dye anyway, but if the pants actually change color, the pants part, I mean the bottom part, then it could actually be worth considering, but I do not like the look of that. Okay, so I will go ahead and get rid of that as well. And then if that is the silent watch, no, that's a different thing. We'll go ahead and take that out. That helmet I don't want. See, this is the type of stuff that has been crowding my vault on this character, as you all see. And some of it is stuff that I thought could potentially be useful, but I don't believe that a lot of this armor is useful because my main thing I need is essences and not armor. I also want to point out one more thing with the audio. I mentioned the air conditioner just turning on, but I am once again, because I have slightly different positioning of everything once again, I had to adjust some settings on the audio. Also, once again with that just seems to be an ongoing thing. Like every stream, every video, I have to change the settings of the microphone and the such, and the audio on OBS. So if you all have any feedback on the sound, please do let me know, because I do not want it to sound bad. Might as well keep that. I say that, and then it's probably going to be something I do this exact same process with and destroy in like a month or two anyway. Map to Menace. Hello, Red Rain. Your profile picture is very small, but it looks like a dog. But I cannot quite tell. Maybe it is not. Anyway, aside from that distraction, I just thought it was a cute dog if it is. Let's see, I think I can safely get rid of that ring. Oh, I need to save the ones that can be disenchanted, so we'll save this one. So I can actually disenchant them, but I'm probably going to wait to see what I most need with crafting. Thinking right now Mordor resources would be good. Don't care about the scroll cases, those are just clutter at this point, have so many of them. Heritage runes, I honestly should be selling those if they aren't big ones. But I'll go ahead and save them. Alright, there we go. Inventory management, partially done at least. That is about as clean as this character's inventory has been in a long time, I will say. Perhaps even since I started Gondor. I don't know if I've gotten it this small since I've started Gondor, just because it's an ever-going process, I guess, of inventory getting full and then barely squeezing out a few spaces. So I don't think I talked too much about what we're doing today besides doing Throne the Dreadtear on level. That is the plan at least. I will point out we only had 6 people in the kinship sign up. And there are not many people on right now, and on top of that, there are not many people on the server. We're on Anor, which is, of course, less popular. I have been playing here less outside of kin events, which has just been 2 kin events I think I've made in the past 2 weeks, which is Throne of the Dreadtear 2 weeks ago, and I don't think we have done something that at least I have been able to make since then. So definitely see why the population is low on this server. Not something I'm necessarily complaining about, but just as a heads up, things might not go exactly as planned with that, but hopefully we can get running in that. And then Red Rain, you said it is a dog, so I'm glad I didn't completely missee that. It's just the icon is so small in the chat window there. But anyway, you said you missed the, Valor boost. Yeah, that was an insane sell on the Valor boost, which for me at this point is, I think, one of the better things to get from the LOTRO store. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I will say the Valor is nice because it gets you, not only levels you up, I feel like that's the easiest part about LOTRO is leveling up, but it gets you the legendary items, gets you 2 nice imbued ones, and then also gets you a lot of virtue levels, very nice with that, and additionally, trait points. It gets you all 3 of those things that to me are more annoying, or I guess harder to work on. I don't even know harder, but they're more annoying and they take longer than just leveling in my experience. So that is why I really like the Valor boost. But at the same time, I think the Valor boost actually highlights why those are issues, at least to me. And then one more thing I want to point out with the deals is, in case anybody doesn't know, I just saw this, I think it started last week. With the second week of the summer sales, there is the account-wide journeyman writing, which I have often said I think is the most valuable. It does give the class armor and weapons. It even gives them 2 imbued allies, as I mentioned. But yeah, it comes with armor and all that stuff. But in addition to that, it comes with all the other stuff, which is nice. Those are nice reflections. Must be since I actually turned my settings up that I'm noticing that. Must have had whatever had the good reflections on. I had that turned down, I'm supposing. But anyway, what was I? Oh yeah, the account-wide journeyman writing. I often say that is one of the best things to spend LOTRO points on, and I think it's one of the best things I've ever spent LOTRO points on. So that is 75% off as well. I don't know how much it is. I can't look in the LOTRO store because I already have it. But that is something I would highly recommend anybody to take advantage of, especially if you like to play alts, because it is very nice. You get the writing trait on every character, and you get it boosted up to journeyman writing, which is 78% speed. So every mount you have, even a 38% or a 68% one, will be moved to 78%. And you can turn that buff off if you want and you want to go slower, but it is just really nice. And I realize I'm basically walking around doing nothing in Bree. It is actually a nice afternoon in Bree. What time is it? Never mind, it's a nice morning in Bree. We're doing a daytime raid, not an evening time raid, according to the in-game time. I also should point out our group leader, kin leader, is currently running into computer issues. If y'all are wondering why it is already like 7:05, 5 minutes past usual time. So that is why things are going extra slow right now. But I might as well make some use of the time and not just run around Bree. We can go to Camp of the Host, and I can look at some barters and do some stuff there. I want to look at barters because I know I have been in my off time occasionally logging in and doing some daily / weekly, not entirely sure what it is to be honest, crafting. And I think I can barter some of these crafts. Leonardo, you're wondering if I am playing with red or yellow traits, and I'll probably play with a mix of both of those actually. Probably start off with the yellow line for the Mimic Hill bosses. But for Rakathos, I think I would play the red line for that one. I think my water just made my mouth more dry. There's my cat, y'all might have heard, and y'all can see. I feel like every time this happens, I have to show the cat. Here's some cat toys, actually. But yeah, there's the cat, bottom left. I would be that way. I'm also learning to point. Anyway, let's get back to the game for a moment. That totally distracted me. There are some barterers. Here they are. I think I'm working for this character on the armor just because I really like the cosmetic shield. Now, I do think I already have the ability to barter for this shield. I really like this shield because it's blue. You can't normally dye shields. I don't think you can dye any shields in LOTRO actually. So getting a colored one that can match a dyed outfit like this is very nice, and it goes along basically perfectly with this outfit. If I'm in a blue mood with some gold and a little bit silverish off-white color, then this is a great shield to go with that. The only thing is, I would ideally, I guess, not get cosmetic boosts and get something more valuable for my character, but I definitely don't have enough resources for that at this point, and I think I need more reputation. Yeah, I need more reputation to get that, which I might be able to do, and I don't know. That's actually a huge jump in stats. Besides the vitality, the morale, I would actually lose morale, which is not a good thing. But everything else is a huge boost on this shield. I wonder if there's a more defensive one. That would be ideal. I think I'm about to sneeze. Oh, somebody's very quiet on Discord. Okay, how to turn them up. Yeah, somebody is very quiet there. Anyway, the shield would be good, but again, actually don't really need those other stats. The critical rating would be the best part, and the agility would help with the crit rating, of course. I think everybody on Discord is just quiet for me today. Well, everybody that just recently joined. Anyway, we're having a slow start today as far as content goes. The question is if it is worth actually boosting up my reputation just to get that. I don't remember what it requires if it's kindred. Can't even see there. It requires ally. But then at that point, maybe I want to get a pocket item. But the problem with getting a pocket item, there's like a problem with everything, as you'll see, is I need essences. And basically my entire gear situation on this character boils down to me needing essences. And to get that, you don't even really have to run the continents, more of doing dailies, I think is the best way to get the best essences, if I remember correctly. Just doing flower dailies and then the resource instances, those ones are what I'd consider actual content. But I feel like that's one of the big problems with gearing at this particular level range that I never liked, and redoing it on the server I still find myself not liking and finding the issue of. Gear is not exciting and essences are also not exciting, but they're more important. And that's the same thing I'm starting to feel like with update 30. Couple of people on Discord are like way quiet where I can't hear them. And unfortunately with streaming, that means I have to kind of deal with it at the same time when I'd rather be doing something a little bit more exciting. What I can look for, first, Leonardo, I will go over your question or whatever you said. I'll go over your comment in the chat in a moment. Maybe while I'm waiting, I can just do the awaiting silence. Perfect. I can start looking towards that book quest. Okay, so Leonardo, you said you really like the Warden and Champion, and you're indecisive on what class you want to play. I can be similar sometimes. But yeah, with Warden, yeah, if you have high ping, high latency with Warden, that can definitely... I feel like it impacts the Warden a lot more because of the gambits, basically. It can mess up your gambits you're building, which I feel like is worse than other classes, because if you miss something or it's slightly delayed, it's just that, slightly delayed. But with the Warden, it can entirely mess up something you spend a long time building, like a gambit. So it can be quite rough on them, unfortunately. Maybe if you're just having a day with really high ping, I don't know if it's inconsistent for you, but if it's really bothering you, perhaps that could be the time to switch to Champion. And when you are having a good time with the lag, then that could be the time to go to the Warden. Okay, I might have to totally adjust my settings. But hopefully I don't. Basically it would be turning my volume way up and turning the normal people way down and the very low people way up. Here's the wonderful zone of the wastes. So we have 5 people on the kinship, it looks like. We might have a 6th person, I think, already in the group. There's a random ranger cache. Accidentally stumbled upon it. I wonder if that's the first... Is that a regular chest, or is that actually a part of the deed? I'm guessing it's part of the actual deed. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking, if anything, the movement kill would be easier with 8. Like, relatively. I don't know, easier than with 12 people, but just because Rockothos has the distributed damage.
We have come to it at last.
I'm going to take a minute to fix my settings, because I really can hardly hear you all in comparison. Okay, so I have to take a minute, unfortunately, to mess with all my Discord and audio settings. Let's see. You have to turn some people to like 30 to 40% volume on Discord. I have one at 150, somebody at 200. And I have my volume turned up like, it's at 22 and I'm usually at 2 to 6-ish with a group. But I think we are all good on that. That person's loud. They're one of the normal volume ones that I have to turn down. Okay. So yeah, just working on the book quest in the background though, trying to get some stuff done while I am while we're getting ready for the raid and while I'm having to adjust everybody's settings on Discord for me again. Getting them back up north. What were we looking at? The Black Gate, I believe. I wasn't paying attention actually to what I was doing there. And then we need to... Okay, this is the... I believe that... Yeah, that's an instance quest, so we will not do that because I can only do that solo, and we are in the middle of a raid right now, getting ready to run the raid. It's taking, again, a lot longer than usual to get the group set up. Okay, so other things I can do. I don't know how far I'll get into the zone quest with the waste, to be honest. I've done a lot of the important stuff, I think, but probably wouldn't do Lane Grooven. But it still wouldn't be bad, I think, to do other ones. This is, I believe... I actually don't know if that is a new Flora quest. Not Flora quest, Flower quest. Flower Daily. But perhaps... What is the No Man Lands? Somewhere over there, I think. Perhaps what I can do is just work on one of these random quests, which it seems like a different flora would be a perfect one for me to work on at the moment. Actually, looking at my tracker, okay, just wanted to make sure I have these quests look like they're blue, but they're actually white when you go over the white thing. Those little circles there look blue. Oh, roving threat. Don't intend to solo one of the roving threats, but I almost feel like might as well accept that quest at least. Okay, so Hauntrake. I wonder if they actually are up here in these ruins area. There's at least one. Once again, I'm not entirely sure that we'll actually get to running drone today because we only have 8 people and just having troubles, I think, getting that started. But we will see. I'll have to, unfortunately the thumbnail I can't really change after the fact, but as you all know with streams in the past, I will at least change the title based on what we do. The thumbnail is a little bit difficult just because it's a stronger prediction, I guess, of what we're supposed to do. Or what I am planning on doing. But at least the title is easy to change. And of course with kin events, this has come up before. Sometimes we just don't have enough people join, such as today, or run into issues, or just decide to do something else. That has happened before as well, so yeah, a little bit slow developments, but I'm happy I was at least able to get something going on in the game other than just walking around Bree, even if that has been a little bit scattered. And Glorong, you are wondering what I find... Hold up, let me just restart that. That was a bad way to start the sentence. But you just started playing Warden, and you want to know my opinion on which trait tree is most fun to level. And for me, I like the blue line the best. That is my favorite one. But for leveling, the red line will do a lot more damage, and you will kill things quicker. So as far as gameplay goes, I think the blue line is more fun. But for leveling, I still choose the red line, because it kills things a lot faster. And Warning, especially at low level, has really high damage. So it kills things. Red line is not only faster, but it just kills things really fast. I'm going to have to turn my volume slightly up again. Okay, there we go. I think I got my Discord audio working again. Or at least set right now. Yeah, the yellow line is great. You didn't get to the yellow line. That's actually a good point. Oh, there we go. Now I can get the flower. The yellow line is also really great for survivability, as Exploring Middle Earth says it is unstoppable. You can self-heal basically all the damage you take in solo. Not only a lot of just tough solo content, but you can also solo a lot of group content. Okay, so it looks like we did decide to do a 6-man, and we are going to do the Silent Street. Now, one thing that I am not sure is my graphics settings. One thing I really wish with LOTRO is they had a way you could save your graphics settings and load them, just different configurations like they do with the user interface, because with the UI you can save different loadouts and all that stuff. And it is great because then, like, on all your new characters you can have that loadout, or if you like a specific loadout UI configuration for raids or PvMP, and then maybe it's different than solo, you can do that. Also, there's a cat laying in the tree now. I know one came to eat earlier. It's just nice, I guess, that with the different setup and facing towards the room, that we actually get the cats on more. But anyway, I wish there was the same with graphic settings, because in a lot of raids I would turn a lot of settings down, and in newer areas I would also turn settings down, but it'd still probably be different than raids, and in old areas I'd just run max settings the whole time. Yeah, so I turned my volume way up and just turned everybody else way down, and turned you way up. Yeah, I've been changing stuff around, so I think I'm playing Yellow Line still. Yes, Yellow Line is really fun with the Warden as well, but totally different than the Yellow Line Warning. Did who find what? Do you ask if somebody found something? I never got around to it, but that's okay. I'll just wait until we get a kin house and be lazy. So on Treebeard, somebody in the Discord is talking about Treebeard, and basically they have a house with the ingredient crate. But usually if you have a kin member's house, you can do the travel to kinship member's house or go here and do like visit. You could do that, but I don't know. I should know. One of the big ones. Looks like we're going back here for today. Some groups fight them just in front and keep it simple. Some of them I know go back here. Some of them like circle around. When I've done this, it seems like people have a lot of different strategies for this fight, but yeah, the 6-man, I will say, I also do like the 6-man better than when it came out, when I ran this at level... Oh. Somebody new joined Discord, and I have my volume way up as I've been talking about, and I've had to turn normal talking people down. And they were a normal volume person. I was not ready for that. Y'all might hear the actually sound come through my headphones when that happens. Okay, so I have paid basically zero attention to what I'm doing, unfortunately. Usually I do better, if that is the case, I usually do better with the red line. I'm also focusing on the boss. I'm being really unhelpful right now. I'm doing really bad with the gameplay. But not paying attention usually goes better in the red line, because the yellow line, you have to... I feel like you have to keep up and pay attention more to when you get certain procs and just to what is going on. Yeah. I also forget what the eye does on this fight. Like, I've talked in general about different strategies people use, but I have forgotten some of the fight mechanics, to be honest. I think this is my fault. We might actually get through the fight, but I really think me focusing on the boss that whole time helped trigger another ad wave or two. Easy peasy. I was honestly just focusing on the boss the first half and wasn't paying attention. Okay, so to catch up with chat. So Steve, you said you dropped a 125, somebody dropped Discord, I think. You dropped level 125 Race of Man Human Champion and boosted a Stout Axe Dwarf Champion. You got him to 127, 2 levels better. So you have made progress, I guess, made up from your old champion. And it sounds like he has way better gear and you have more trait points. That's one real nice thing. We were talking about the boost earlier, and it's really nice that it comes with imbued allies ready. It comes with a lot of virtue traits, and it comes with the trait points you need up to that point, or all the trait points you would normally get, I guess, leveling 1 to 20 and doing all the stuff beforehand. So it's really nice with that. Okay, we are running tier 1. I still don't remember what loot you can get running this on tier 1, if any. So, wow, exploring Middle Earth, you went to Lothorian at level 49, and it might have taken you 4 minutes to kill enemies, but you were still able to. The power of a yellow line Beorning, that's a pretty good and interesting accomplishment. Usually people, when they boast their accomplishments on a spec like that, solo challenge like that, it is usually just like solo and group contests. Things like Anuminos, I don't know why, that one came up with the yellow line Beorning on Reddit a while ago. And that's just like the first thing that came to my mind. But soloing instances, 3-man, 6-mans, maybe even raids on the rare occasion. but usually don't see people doing it with high-level mobs, so like level 60s as a 49. I think that's actually interesting because enemies deflect you the whole time, but then you can, as a yellow line Baroning, just out-heal it and last, as you said, 4 minutes, and you'd still kill them before they kill you. Probably could go range stance, but I think this fight will go short enough that I don't need to at this point. We have 2 captains. I wonder if they're both playing the red line, one of them's playing the blue line, or what is going on with that? I think so. I think it's 1 up as the possibility. I guess I'll just AoE. I was like, it's probably going to get AoE'd, so one reason I wasn't using an AoE were these dead-end lights, which, if you die near them, I don't know the exact radius or even the exact mechanics, but I think if they die near you, rather, you can get this effect going on, and when it ends, you get feared and briefly stunned, but the big thing is the fear there. So, it of course messes up your character a little bit, so best to avoid killing them or dying near them at least. And the simple way to avoid that for these trash fights is just to not AoE. Is it good to be back, or do you miss just going on DPS? Yeah, I've always found them squishy. Talking about champion, somebody in the kin, and I don't know, my experience on champions is that they are squishy whenever I play one. I guess the thing with champion is, you think about going in and hacking and slashing and doing AoE and a bunch of that fun stuff, but then you are, even though you have heavy armor, you are fairly squishy if you try to do that. Maybe not as squishy as like a lore master or even a medium armored class, but they still... We're all waiting there and let our tank pull enemies. Okay, I think we're good. I don't think we're in combat anymore. Okay. I think that was the minstrel making some glowy things over there. It's so nice when you actually get the bleed to proc it. It feels worth using the morale taps when that actually happens. Also should, I even think with this low morale, especially if I did at the start of the fight, should actually use my javelin debuffs. That's something in shorter fights especially I'm bad about, but still often worth using, I think. Not only does it boost my damage, but it does boost everybody else's damage, reduce the mitigation, and they apply an AoE. Wow, the mini-boss is missing. He can be back over here where we were, I think. Yeah, I think he must be up here this time. I don't know, I don't see him though. Oh, he's tracked. There he is. It seems like whenever we've run this in the past, he's just happened to be on that side, so we always go there, I guess by default, and this time he did decide to be up on the steps. Oh yeah, talking about using javelin, let's actually use that this time. And I could stand in the Captain Banner area, get my damage boosted. Nice. I gotta get them all. Oh, Annie. I almost had all the... They mentioned all the killing blows. I got like all these at once, but then the hunter took one of them. I thought about doing a video. This is a really random topic, but I thought about doing a video on my keybind and skill setup, just what I use for all the classes in general. Or I would go, actually the idea of the video would be to go in general on my keybind setup. And then I would go more detailed for each class, just talk a little bit about what I do with that. I don't know if anybody watching this would find something like that helpful, but it's just something I thought about doing because I was thinking of different videos I could do that wouldn't take too much work, that I could actually get done in time for next week when I will be gone. And that is one I thought of. I don't know that it would actually be that quick when it comes to editing and switching characters and actually thinking about what I do and getting my skill parts perhaps properly set up, and even thinking about the support specs, which would be way different than the usual ones I do. And even tank, I think tank would be similar just because you don't really have to do anything for threat management. Alright, looks like we're already getting the Atanatar the second. Actually, I have no idea who that is. Which I'm always afraid to admit that, because there are a lot of things I don't know about Lord of the Rings and Lord of the Rings people. Oh, I was trying to remove a debuff, but that's right, that is not a debuff. I should probably actually... Oh. That was... I wonder if that was something I could have avoided. I was paying attention to my damage rotation, I was like... Scored more, oh, morale damage, okay. Yeah, that stuff is strong. It does 30%, not 30%, but 1/3, 33% of health total. So even for like a level 130, trying to carry people through this instance, it'd be like that. I think he likes you, Glor. He's leaving you be. Maybe. Oh, are you stuck in the wall? We might have to leave if he's stuck on you and won't reset. Okay, yeah, I'm out of combat at least. That's neat. One thing I noticed is I didn't change too much with... Oops, didn't mean to bump the microphone, but I didn't change too much with my lighting. But for some reason, I feel like the lighting today is actually working. I know my webcam has an auto light feature to change based on how bright it is and the such, but it seems to be working really nicely today, at least as far as I can tell. So hopefully you all like the lighting and the such. Okay, so Glorong, which I have no idea if I'm saying your name even close to right. You said that you know a lot about Lord of the Rings lore and still haven't heard of the name, whatever it was. That is actually good to know, I think. Oh. We got our tier 1 warm-up in, right? Good to move on? We got that in, so we're good to move on, right? I don't know if we'll do tier 2, but just thought it could be a good idea to go ahead and try tier 2. I think we were going to try it. Sounded like the plan, of course, all this was developing while I'm trying to keep the stream up, and while we're changing plans as a raid to do the 6-man. I think the idea was we would do tier 1, whatever we just did, the Silent Street, and then do tier 2 of it. I also notice I'm getting some choppy, hitchy lag now that I'm left that instance. That actually happens with... Why is he teal? He's level 105, yet he's teal. That made me think I leveled up, and I was like, I think I'm at the level cap 105 still. I didn't get level 106 somehow. Can I get this Mornweed from here? Not quite. Oh, it looks like we're doing tier 1 still. That is okay. Also, they're doing an AFK, so maybe I shouldn't have entered yet. I don't know if this reset. I guess there's the chance that it didn't reset, but I think it will have maybe. Oh yeah, the one thing about lighting is if I turn my lights off, then it should be noticeable what I mean. This is with all my lights off, and clearly everything is dark, but it boosts the should boost the background light, so now everything will be too bright and then it will go down. Also should probably charge my phone while I have a little break here. It's at 29% battery, so there we go. Okay, so what I need is some Huntrique. So we will continue looking, I guess, for these. I don't want to call them flowers, but flora. As the quest name says, we'll start looking for this flora, which is the Huntrique, which is basically dead plants as far as I can tell. It's a dead plant, very gray, silverish. Will burn an eerie color. It already looks a little bit like an eerie color. There's one ancient weapon. Well, I'll go ahead and look at that, whatever it is. Actually, don't know if I need that for a quest or if it's a deed. Find relics of the last alliance. I'm guessing that is a deed. Perhaps the cache I got would be one of those. Is it an Evangleam or Evangleam? Don't know what it'd actually be. It's kind of weird, the word even. If it's like a prefix, usually I make it Evan instead of like the word even. Like Evandim. For all I know, it could actually be Evandim the whole time. Which I think Scenario, the world builder, pronounces it that way. So perhaps that actually is the proper way to pronounce it. Either way, we don't need Wraith's Cowl, but I'll go ahead and get it. Oh, Glawrong? I think I was calling it like... That makes sense, Glawrong. I think I was pronouncing it like Glorong. And I think one of the reasons I was doing that is because we have somebody in our kin, our group named Glor. So I just went to like automatic Glor. Oh, I'm not there. What? I hope everybody was back. Looks like I missed these scrolls and tokens, but that's okay. Everybody went AFK, but I guess they went AFK while they were in there. So while I decided to do stuff outside the instance, I wasn't there. Also, I'm going to have to not lean back that far, but it is time to stretch my legs, which does mean I have to move stuff, so we'll go. That's really weird. Okay, we'll go there. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're running tier 1 again. I mentioned the possibility of going ahead and switching to tier 2, but I think we'll try the full run before we do that. Hopefully the first boss, that is the thing. As far as I know, tier 1 loot is basically non-existent. At least in my experience running this on tier 1, it is non-existent. Maybe it's just lower chance, but that kind of sounds familiar from back in the day that you couldn't really get loot from tier 1. Also apparently I'm in range stands. What was that? Okay. Okay, so it is Glonrung, which I don't recognize the name of that dragon, but the first one in the Lord of the Rings universe, and your name is Glorong, and that one was Glorung, as far as I can tell at least. Oh. If one of the captains is blue line, that'd probably work well. Yep. Yeah. We'll see. I don't think we quite started this fight. We're trying to... I might have opened a can of worms there. We're trying to find out what specs the captains are in. It sounds like one of the captains is in yellow line, actually. So we have them as a tank. Then we have the guardian tanking. Probably should focus on the ads. Figure I'd actually try to do better this time than last time. When I was not paying attention, I just focused on the boss. I say that, but then, oops, definitely didn't want to use Fierce Resolve there. That was a little miss. So what does the eye do? I don't think I've still found out. Easy target on any damage, something. Okay. We don't have a target assist. For some reason I feel like the Doom Speakers were the one to prioritize, but I don't remember. I think these guys need a Desolation. Then I can probably go back to range, actually. Would also be really nice to get a Seize the Moment trigger right here. I just see myself taking damage. I don't know if I had aggro. I'll kite around a little bit. I think I do have aggro on something, but eventually these guys should. Oh, there's a malfunction with the microphone? Oh. I'm listening back to the stream. I think we got through it all. As far as I can hear the... Yeah, as far as I can hear, the microphone sounds fine. If you mean the microphone being right here, I moved it up slightly because I moved myself back out. I stretched my legs out, so I moved the... just like this way a little bit, if that is what you're talking about, if you're talking about the look of it.
None can defy his claim.
Oh, am I in melee stance? I thought I was in range stance that whole time. Okay, I have paid zero attention to what gambits I've been using this fight. Okay, so the mic is working, it sounds like, and yeah, we're all set with the group content continuing. So we're basically, of course, rerunning this because we had that bug with tier 1, the wall preventing us from doing anything even after dying and all that. Yeah, it looks like he's straight. So then Boromir is the one up here, and then we'll go back to the other one and hopefully this time not get wiped by the morale damages and all that. Ooh. Uh-oh. Okay. Just gotta get my AoEs. This is actually a fun fight because I do get to use all my AoEs. Oh, I was going to click a potion, I was slow on that. That's, I guess, one problem having potions as a click and not a keybind is that they are... it's just slower to click. I have to actually think about moving my mouse and then finding it. When I click all my other skills, that actually wouldn't be a problem, but I do not click my other skills, so a little bit slow on that. Another thing is, I actually thought about that general idea with emergency skills. So one thing with emergency skills is I don't want to accidentally hit them. I don't want to like accidentally press a keybind and accidentally use an emergency skill. I was thinking with like the burglar, there's hide in plain sight, and with the hunter, there is desperate flight. Those two are like the two really big ones that would be bad to miss-hit. There's also, of course, for tougher content when you want to properly time, say, a cooldown, a defensive cooldown or something like that. There's those situations where you still wouldn't want to accidentally hit it, even though it might not be like as bad. And then I guess the idea was, wow. Oh, that's because we got that. We encountered the boss. Yeah, that was very close. I think the hunter was pulling the boss. They're getting morale damaged. Yeah. Those morale damage debuffs are really bad. Well, we're back. what was I going on about? What was I just talking about? Oh yeah, so keybinds. The idea is if it would be worth putting emergency skills on. Don't want to use that gambit. I didn't use the gambit before that. Is if it's worth actually putting those emergency skills on easy to hit keybinds, or if it's not, because you might accidentally hit it. Of course, in an ideal world, you would never accidentally hit a keybind that you don't want, so if you can avoid that, then I guess it's no issue to put these emergency skills where they're actually easy and quick for you to hit, or potions, for example, in this case. And otherwise, if that is something you might tend to do, then maybe it still is best to have them just hard to get. I don't know hard to get, but slow to actually get sometimes. Yep. That one's really tough because it scales with your morale. Oh, we had a patrol. There we go. Also with the stance swapping, that is another one. Just thinking about that, I had to get my cursor to actually go on that skill, and I feel like it's almost extra hard because I'm actually running out of desk space. I'm like scooted way back, as y'all can probably tell, so I can stretch my legs out. It's almost like as if I'm in a recliner chair because I have the footrest under my desk, and then my chair like leans back. So it almost feels like that, and it honestly feels very weird, but it is comfortable. Okay, so I think we are getting whatever we need pulled in. My morale is really high. I know I'm playing in the yellow line. I guess I have captain buffs. I don't even have food consumed. But I thought my morale was lower when we were running throne last time. Of course, we're not running throne today. I need to update the title, by the way. We are not running that raid. And I am, I guess, falsely advertising right now what I'm actually doing in this stream. Because clearly, this is a 6-man instance. And we are not getting to that raid today. Sometimes what happens is we'll finish whatever event, like the main event I have, on a title and do other things, and perhaps that could be why I do different things than what the title says, but I still will have done that event. But today, I don't think we'll be getting to Throne, it seems like. There's the chest. Well, guess I'll loot the chest. Nobody else wants to. Or they did. I wasn't paying attention. They actually did loot the chest. So still don't think we're getting gear. That is, again, as far as I know, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I'd be happy to find out otherwise. But as far as I know, on tier 1, you cannot get armor in this instance, basically. It only comes in tier 2. Has been my experience, at least. If that is the case, it's really unfortunate because it honestly makes tier 1 feel pointless. Like, while this is a fun instance, it just, as far as I know, doesn't really give us anything useful, is the problem. It can be if it's in the featured instance rotation. I honestly forget if Silent Street is in the possibility. I think it is, but I don't think I've actually run it as a featured instance. But maybe the reason I haven't run it as a featured instance is because it's not in the current rotation set. But anyway, the point is, outside of that, that would be the one case, I should say, that we could get something out of it. But that would just be because it's the featured instance and not because of the instance itself. Which for level 130... I don't think it's much of a problem that this instance is want to give you much benefit because, of course, you want to run the latest instances and not necessarily these old ones. Now, I think there is an interesting idea of making old instances valuable to run somehow, and perhaps the way to do that is a system such as featured instances, but at this point I feel like featured instances would need a pretty big overhaul to make that like a bigger thing. I forgot you don't want to die around those things. At least that guy made it in the thumbnail. Oddly enough, in the thumbnail for Throne of the Dread Tier is the Gloom of Nirn guy, we could. I don't remember on tier 1 what we did last time, if it's easier to just burn the boss, or do we want to actually work on the ad strategy? Alright. Sounds like we'll do the kill the ad strategy. Okay, it's time to scoop back up. Unfortunately, my chair is squeaky. Ideally, I've been doing all these upgrades to my setup. I'm going to eventually have to stop at a point, but I was just getting to a point where, one, I wanted to rearrange my stuff, and all this other stuff that I did change and upgrade, other than just turning the desk around, that part, I have been wanting to do for a while anyway, so it's kind of like, because I finally, I guess, decided to upgrade my CPU, and at the same time motherboard changed that out. That was a great time to do all this other stuff, and then I figure might as well get all these little accessory type stuff, peripheral, maybe that's a good word to call it, that type of stuff to upgrade and change the setup outside of just the actual components and turning things around. But one other thing I was thinking was changing my chair out. This is actually a comfortable chair, especially it was like $100-ish, so especially for that price I think it is a great chair. But the material it's made out of, or is the material it's upholstered in rather, is bonded leather, and I really don't like that, and it's really hot, especially in the summer. In the winter it's actually still a little bit of an issue, to be honest, not as much of an issue. Also didn't use my javelin debuffs. Bad Warden. What was I going on about? That's also one problem, going on about things when I should be... Oh, don't want to hit the light. Actually, I don't remember. Do you want to hit the lights? I forget in this part if the lights come and fight you. Okay, let's get the boss. Oh yeah, the boss can only take range damage, something like that. Oh, I forgot what it was. He doesn't have that buff on right now. Whatever it is, I think you have to remove his corruptions. That is, it's coming back to me. There it is, so remove that corruption. I forget what the corruption is though. So minus incoming melee damage, that's right. In a moment. Power up, and then I want to put one more corruption removal just in case he gets that, so our melee guys can hit him and do normal damage. There we go. So that is basically, I don't know if we killed the ads or not, the fallen king guys or whatever they are. I don't know if we killed those ads or not, but that is basically why I usually like the focus the boss strategy, because you can just kill him, especially if you have ranged DPS. And then extra, especially if you remove the corruptions, which the Yell Line Warden especially is great at. Which, by the way, somebody was asking about what I am playing today. I don't know if they're still here. It was Leonardo. So I am playing the yellow line mostly today, it turns out. I have not switched to red line yet, even. Okay, did we get the loot? Can't jump in there. I don't think anybody looted the chest. We'll see. Yeah, once again, no loot as far as I can tell. Outside of course, relics and heritage runes and bounties, but I don't consider those real loot. Ooh, is Spider Wing the featured instance? That would be fun. So, I just saw because of World Chat that the Spider Wing is the featured instance if you all would want to try that at some point today. Okay, so quests, I still need 2 Huntric. While we're waiting for whatever we run next, we will run some stuff next. While we're waiting for that, might as well try to get this Huntric. So it looks like there is, first of all, one right here that I was not targeting for some reason. This is the post-Minas Tirith flag. Every time I leave Minas Tirith, the best class for Hunter. Gene, perhaps you mean the best race for Hunter. And if that is the case, I believe both Elf and High Elf are good. But the benefit they get is, maybe, aside from some other things, outside of just damage, but outside of things like that, I think it's about 1 to 3-ish% more damage possible through bows. Now, I'm not 100% sure with Hunter, just because I'm less familiar with the racial traits that impact that class, but essentially, I know the High Elf and Elf can get plus 5% bow damage, which is good. And if you do mean the trait line, then that's a whole different thing. But red line would ultimately be the best for just straight up damage, but blue line is nice for kiting, and it's not bad with the damage. And yellow line can also be nice for some tougher stuff in solo, and at certain low level ranges, some of the yellow line stuff is like crazy strong for some reason. At the same time, if you are doing more challenging stuff in solo and the such, yellow line can be good for that because of all the crowd control and traps and the explosive dummy. And speaking of the explosive dummy, that is one thing that contributes to this, but other stuff the yellow line hunter has is I found the yellow line hunter can oddly replace a tank in low level instances, and it might sound really weird, but in my experience, that is an actual thing that you can do. And then as Exploring Middle Earth says, blue is really nice, especially for leveling in solo, because you can move around. I mentioned soloing tough content with the yellow line hunter because of crowd control, but blue line hunter is also really great at that, because you can move while shooting. And on top of that, you do have some slows. And you even have some self-heals. So one thing I found out relatively recently is in the endurance stance, and if you don't play a hunter, this might not be something you would be familiar with yet, but for people that do play hunter and don't know, in the endurance stance, quick shot heals, and at least at low to mid levels, it's a really strong heal that they, I would almost say, rival Warden in terms of self-healing. I know the Warden self-healing isn't as good as it used to be, but it really is. Kind of crazy how strongly the hunter can self-heal. Far away. Yep. Are y'all still in the instance? Oh. You don't have to stay for that if you don't want. I looted the chest already. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm out here collecting stuff. Hey, the Doctor of Christ Quigley. I'm glad you could make it today. And all is well. Besides, we're not running the Throne of the Dread Terror. That is unfortunate with the title, because and the thumbnail, because that is not what we're doing. But I don't know what will come next. We did the Silent Street Tier 1 6-man. Didn't really get anything out of it besides some fun. That part was good. And then maybe we'll do something more rewarding. Maybe the featured instance next, or potentially Tier 2. We will see with that. Otherwise, as far as this quest goes... Oh, I need to burn it? Okay, we'll go to Harandir and burn the Hauntrake, which I think is supposed to burn in something. Eerie color, that is what it is. So we'll see what eerie color it is. And then, I suppose, turn that in and start looking at the next set of quests or next things I could do for this character. I do want to remind myself, these guys, yeah, these are... Okay, so the big thing I really need are essences. Essence armor, I can get plenty-ish of that, is what I would describe it as, plenty-ish. Need more violet extracts to get the lockpicks. Yeah, that's the... I keep repeating it over and over, but that's because that is what it is, that I just need essences. Can get plenty of essence armor, even more than what I have right now, which isn't even all full with good essences. But yeah. Hello, Kevin Jacetta. I have no idea on the name, but anyway. Kevin, you said you wish more people would do low-level content in dungeons, and I actually agree. Right now, of course, I'm not helping with that because I'm playing at level 105, but with the new legendary servers, especially I know Treebeard, those low-level ranges are actually quite populated, but of course, the same thing will happen probably with that server that happened with the other servers, other legendary servers in the current servers, is most people will have moved on past that and have no reason to... Ooh, that's actually a blue color. Looks like I have to do these in each individual brazier, so yeah, we'll be running around this camp for a while at least. Let's see. So yeah, that is unfortunately the case with the game, and I find it unfortunate because I think the low-level content in LOTRO is really fun, especially low-level dungeons, but it is just the reality if you're a new player or leveling at all, it can be very hard to find an all-level group to run dungeons or even stuff that is group content on the landscape. While a lot of it, even the group stuff, is soloable nowadays. Not everybody wants to do that or put in the effort to try that. Did I get myself stuck here? I almost felt like I wasn't supposed to be able to jump up here. Now I might have to... Alright, I think it is time to muster out of here. And I thought I had a muster in here around here. Oh, do I not? Maybe my milestone is around here. No, that is the Slag Hills. I thought I had a muster in this camp. Okay, I have to try harder to get out of here. I don't know if my worsted can get enough speed, can accelerate fast enough to try. Oh, there we go. No, maybe. I decided to rubber band. Okay. Okay, I got a strategy. We're going to try to break the game. I thought that... Oh, here. Yep, made it. You just gotta break the game sometimes. It wants to rubber band you back, but then you dismount and then you get stuck on top and then you can just run past. Anyway, this is where I wanted to go. All that work just to go here. So yeah, exploring Middle Earth, he said just cook and farm till he hit 50. That would actually not help with the problem. It would help cause the problem. Running dungeons at level 30, you just go way past that. Which is okay for people that want to do that. It's actually, I think, an interesting strategy just to farm and cook. But I thought it was kind of funny how that almost aligned perfectly with the comment about nobody to do stuff at low level with. And then Kevin, yeah, it doesn't seem like they're interested in doing a level squish. Another thing, I kind of wish I mentioned this in the interview. I just didn't think about it at the time. There was so much stuff going on in the interview, and there were a few questions I thought of afterwards, especially follow-up questions. Like, I had a list of questions planned, and even some potential questions. And then some of them I did just think of on the spot, but in the interview I did with the producer, there are a couple I thought of afterwards, and one of them was, instead of a level squish, about scaling with the levels. Perhaps scaling your level, like some games do, down. So if you outlevel a zone, you get scaled down to that. I don't know if that would help so much with the issue you're running into, Kevin, where I was like, something was grayed out. I was like, I can't travel now, but clearly I can. Looks like we have a 7th person. Oh, I saw this. I don't know why I didn't see it as like a clickable browser. If I stop pickuping, I'll see if everybody is actually in. But an interesting idea there, because of the second part of your comment, you said you're sure low-level dungeons gave good loot for max-level people would do them. So one of the ideas there is, if Great Barrow was level 20 to 30, for example, say if you are level 130, it would scale you down to 30. So you could do it with on-level people, you could do it with like level 20s, then definitely that would be a great thing. And that would perhaps be a strategy that would work, but I know the current system of scaling levels in LOTRO is very bad. So the way it works in LOTRO with the content they have, I think in PvMP you scale up to 130, but I'm not even exactly sure on that. I've heard even level 129s can lose stats, so not only do they lose stats and get weaker, but they get just extra relatively weaker compared to 130, even though they're boosted to 130. But anyway, setting that whole thing aside, going up, scaling up, so as like a level 10, you can technically join an epic battle and scale you to level 100, but it does a really bad job, and I think that's because of all the progression systems in LOTRO, where you miss traits. Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting to, Plastonic. Because you have traits and legendary weapons, both virtue and class traits. If you're level 10, you just don't have that stuff, so you're missing big skills, you're missing big damage boosts, you're missing big stats with the virtues and the such. And then with the legendary weapons, so much of your character's damage is tied to weapon DPS. That is for classes that use DPS. It's actually even worse for tactical classes. If you don't have a weapon with tactical damage rating, there will be nothing to scale, so tactical classes are like extra weak. But so much of your damage is tied, or healing or whatever it is tied to that main stat, that primary affix of the weapon. And that just scales very poorly. Plus at high levels you can make the things extra strong, which you just don't have access to those systems at low level. So with that scaling, that is, I guess, the big problem with how it functions right now in LOTRO, but perhaps if they scaled your level down instead of up, that could help a little bit. Or if they simplified some of these systems with like traits and legendary weapons, or did some extra modifier for that. I think with all that, then potentially that idea could work. They already have, thinking about the scaling for the rewards, they already actually have systems kind of like that, kind of ish. For example, they do Wildwood instances, or the ones that came with Update 29, they're not really Wildwood. I think they're unlocked with Wildwood, but in the War of Three Peaks part of the instance panel, so their implementation actually I think was really good, but the way they're listed in the game is not that great to me. But anyway, those instances, Will of the Will and Agraroth and Narrowdelve, the loot that you can get, I think is actually pretty relatively well balanced for how it scales. So running at level 45, you get level 45 loot. Level 20, you get level 20 loot. So on and so forth like that. And it seems to be scaled between all those level ranges pretty decently, especially considering other things in LOTRO. But yeah, epic battles already do that with the loot. That's a good point. That is what I missed. Epic battles already do that with scaling the loot to your level. And that was kind of the idea I was getting towards. If they just gave you the loot for your actual character level, even if your level got scaled down for the instance, that should work. Not enough spiders. Yeah, that's something I kind of forgot about. We haven't gotten to the instances, but I have a lot of fun with those low level ones and doing it on level. And I kind of feel like with Treebeard, so focused on the landscape difficulty, at least I forgot about that. So on the Discord we were talking about on Treebeard, just excitement on doing the low-level content, low-level group content that we were just talking about in the chat there. Oh no. I guess it didn't let you make the wrong decision. Actually don't remember, but I think it's left. We'll see. I hope it's left. I could be entirely wrong on that. Also, I'm getting a random headache. I think it is left based on this one. Yeah. At one point I had it remembered, but once it's a month or two since I run this, I do second guess myself on whether that is actually the case. Okay, we don't have enough of these guys. It's kind of funny. This is a level 50 raid that they added the scaling feature to, intended for 12 people, but it's just so easy that you can be kind of careless like this, I guess, and pull as much as you want and be all fine. Especially with the crazy stats we have at this level. 105 was a huge jump compared to level 100 in stats, which was not that big of a jump compared to level 95. And also a lot stronger imbued allies and all the other stuff that it just makes this stuff extra easy, I feel like. Did you already open this? Nice. I probably could be doing better things, but making sure everything has my strongest dot on it, which would be range resounding challenge, and then maybe hope to get some bleed procs from the morale tabs, doing it all conveniently ranged. That is basically my strategy right now. Hit everything with the strong gambit, and then I can focus down a little bit more. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I'm not even a tank, but as y'all can see, I have 70k morale, which is quite a lot for a non-tank, I feel like, at this point. And I am tanking the damage just fine. Of course, now our actual tank has some aggro, but no, but I want to. Oh no, actually died. I got a little too overconfident there. Also slow, I clicked the potion a while ago. This would be pretty high on the list though. The like list. Yeah, so one thing, Plastonic, I don't know if you're familiar with the legendary server Anor, but we do have a cap that is higher. Of course, I'm only 41, I'm not even at the cap. 43 is the cap, but that is true on the regular servers. You can become insanely overpowered if you max out your base damage on the LIs. That is something on the server we can't do right now. They did actually implement that limitation, but yeah, we would be even stronger. Also, this death, I do just want to point out something I definitely could have avoided. Even with the hecticness, I could have avoided that. Oh, thank you, Glor. I thought I ran off too far. There was no hope of saving me. Thanks. Guys. Well, and I could have avoided it. That is a really good question. Alright, I'll say... Trying to think what my favorite 6-man, that's what we were asked on Discord, favorite 6-man instance. I was thinking Fornos, but I don't know if that's my favorite. That's a fun one, but it's hard to call that a favorite. What are the other 6-man instances? There's a Numenos. There are some raids and 3-mans that I really like that might be easier to pick out. And it also depends what I'm thinking about, just overall favorite instance to run. That was a really tough question. I almost feel like saying Karn Doom just because it's giant instance. It's like 10 and 1. Like, if I picked Karn Doom, it would partially be just because it's a huge instance. I get so much value out of that one pick. With the challenge, remember to not hit the silk spinners when they activate. The other silk spinners. Yeah, the white ones. And I think when that happens, we can pick up the torch and burn the, whatever they are, things. I think they're cut. Don't know what was wrong with my voice there, but I think they are cocoons is what we need to burn. Okay, we can still kill the silk spinners. I'm still trying to think of a favorite 6-man instance though. I'm also kind of blanking. There's all these level ranges. There are Grand Stair would be a fun one in Moria. Okay, we're still good to defeat the spiders. Oh, we have one of the captain pet things, Herald's back there. I was wondering why the spiders were running so far away. While I really like Limelight Gorge... Okay, this is the no AoE. Or no killing them. Alright, hopefully they're not killing the silk spinners. They should be. Everybody's in Discord listening to us and the such. Our Hilo captain has tons of poisons. It's actually probably best. I think there's one more. Yep, we're good to kill everything. Now it is my time to shine. A Thickle Gundu, that is... I think I ran that, but I think I ran that. But I did not do much of the Update 30 content because the Legendary servers came out pretty early into Update 30. So I did not get a chance to do much of it. I honestly don't remember though, Thickle Gundu, if I ran that or not, just based on the name. I've heard of that instance a lot, of course, but... why am I using my morale taps in melee? That is a very bad strategy. I do not recommend anybody who is wanting to learn the Warden from what I am doing right now to not do the morale taps in melee when DPS. The one time I would use them is in ranged in AoE situations, and that's only gives a chance to get a strong bleed on all the AoE targets. One of the conveniences there is that it is ranged. Same with Gola's one. I was thinking Barad Gondor. That's one of my favorite raids, which is odd for a favorite raid for me. I have to admit, Barad Gondor, that is a weird one to be a favorite for me, just based on the environment and all this stuff. But it is a fun raid, I think. Helagrod is also another weird one because I don't like long trash fights and the such, but I feel like Helagrod is just a raid of trash fights. What was it? Ooh. Yeah, those... I will say those are really nice swords because of the vitality. And that seems to be the big stat since you can cap on all the physical ones quite easily. No? But yeah, that's one of the things with the stats at 105 is it is insanely easy to cap the offensive stats. That basically stacking vitality and getting as much vitality as you can seems to be the strategy. If I had better essences, if I actually had more level 105 essences, I would replace one of these pieces of gear with just plain vitality, and I could get more physical mastery from that, perhaps. Because I know right now I have a couple pieces that could easily be changed out, and I don't know if I could get to 100k morale. That would be quite the challenge. If I had all my gear maxed out, I might actually do that. But as currently, with my lack of essences, partially due to my lack of actually caring about getting those, that is what is going on with my... I don't remember where I started that sentence, but anyway, that is what is the deal with my character, I guess, and the morale and the stats, and yeah, the stats at this level and why vitality could be so great. Anyway, hello Hunsu, and thinking of other 6-man instances. I will say a lot of the Minas Morgul ones were fun, but I didn't get a chance to run much of them in the full 6-man versions because just nobody was running those. And then what else? What other instances? I will actually say Shakulash. It isn't like a big 6-man instance, but it was a quite fun one, I think. Pretty simple 3-boss one that's fairly quick. I think it's good in that respect. And then there are just too many fun 6-man instances. Okay, but I believe we are done with this instance, so I can head out of here. Let's see. Oh yeah, they have a really nice sax. That's probably better than the sword. They have the nice 105 axe, which has a lot of morale. Ministerious Slayer Deeds. Ministerious Slayer Deeds. Oh, I did get the trait point. Looking for 105 essences. I think that can get you 100 essences, which are easy to get, and honestly not that good. But the 105 essences is the big thing, which is flower dailies, which don't take that long to do. I will admit they don't take that long to do, but I just don't find that quite worth doing. See what? Oh yeah, I was putting a Huntrick in the braziers. Yeah, what about one of the resource instances, maybe? Yeah, I think I don't have any of the whatever thing to loot the chest though. Or for the quest, I mean. Whatever it is to get the essence. Yeah, that thing. Otherwise, I'm up for anything, though. So I might try to get some flowers real quick. If we do the resource instances, I mentioned that a lot of that, what I consider actual content, like instances, group content, such, and even just landscape stuff, doesn't give you essences. It seems like the main thing is either upgrading bad essences to be okay essences through a lot of Wargle crests and crafting, and maybe universal solvents. I don't know for sure on that, so I don't want to speak too much about it, but the one thing is the resource instances and the waste. Those are pretty good. I think they can give basically the same amount of essences, which is about half an essence per run, per lock, basically, which you can do daily. And yeah, basically I can pick the flowers real quick, and that'll give me these extracts, and with that I can barter for these lockpicks. Now I don't remember if I need violet or golden. I would guess because I'm getting a lot more violet I need golden, but that is actually not true. I think I needed violet. I am trying to pick up enough flowers real quick to get a lockpick. But if y'all get there before I do that, I will, I guess, take a summon or whatever. Oh, there's a roving threat. As far as I know, the roving threats don't provide too much to repeat them. Maybe they do. A green box of Daggerlad spoils. It depends what that green box has, to be honest. But I'm guessing it doesn't have all that much, unfortunately. I like these glowing flowers. Eye of the Night. That is a wonderful flower here in the waste. Is it just me, or was one here and it just disappeared? Okay, lock strongbox. That is the one that is optional. A set of brittle lockpicks. That is what I need. It requires 20 and 20. So as far as extracts go, I need 8 more violet. I have a lot of golden. I do need the violet. Let's turn floating names on. I'm getting umber. I'm having bad luck with getting the violet. I thought I needed golden, so I was actually happy that I was getting golden, but don't think I need that right now. I will admit though that picking flowers isn't the worst. On short bits, at least. Yeah, thank you. I would have died like 10 more times without you. And I am having... were you all already ready? Alright, I don't want to hold you all up, so... Unfortunately, I'm having bad luck. I'm only getting golden extracts today. Yeah, I feel like this isn't worth running too much without that as far as I remember though. But because at least as far as I know, the only way to get the essences from this is with the lockpicks, right? Yeah, all I'm getting is golden and some umber today, it seems like. Or tonight, rather. So it sounds like I won't be able to get the lockpicks, unfortunately, so I won't get much out of this resource instance, but don't mind joining still. I would join on my Runekeeper just to get a different character, get some variety, but I don't think he'd get anything out of it either. Oh, here's some people. I don't know, the server had more people. We're doing Tower of Teeth, it looks like, so go ahead and accept that, and that is all I need to do there, so travel. We have an hour time. As far as I know, these take, with a good group, 20-ish minutes maybe, and usually for us, maybe 30 to 40 minutes. Let's see, there is a Slayer Deed. Like, just one thing I can get progress on is a Slayer Deed in here. Let's see what these quests give. Maybe they give... Okay, you do get a little bit. You get some 500 rep items, and you do get a box of crafting supplies. At least these do give... I saw the box and the rep items. So at least it gives more than like the Silent Street. At least, I don't know if y'all have seen, does tier 1 drop any loot that you have seen in that? Yeah. No, I was asking if y'all have seen that it has dropped loot. Any loot. Like other than the relics and heritages. I do think this will give us more than Silent Street. While Silent Street was fun to run, I think it did give less than this even without the lockbox. Also, this would be an example of a good time to use that. So this one, for the side quest, one of the side quests is to get the collect Black Numenorian artifacts. I don't remember if that or the other one is easier, if this Like, we have, we're in Tower of Teeth right now is the resource instance we're in, but the other one is Gwayrong. I don't remember which is quicker, if they're both about the same time. I would assume they're both about the same time, but I don't actually know. From what I remember though, this one requires you to pick up more things, so perhaps that indicates that it is longer, but maybe there are just more of those. So it's not actually longer. I have not seen any. Oh. Gotta be more careful without a mini here. Can't just stand in front taking those AoEs. Cause that thing did like half my health, it seemed like. The frontal AoE from the mob, and while I have a lot of health, that's still a lot of damage. That sounds like a good plan. I guess I could have used Resounding Challenge. It seems like we got one of the groups. We have the, I think the other captain's running in the yellow line. And we got things split up right now. Oh, I lost my range Resounding Challenge. I was going to try to... Oh, I was surprised. Just running in front of mobs can be scary. I've talked about frontal AoEs and the one hitting me for a lot, but with two tanks facing two different ways, almost stuck in where we can go. No, one of the captains is not blue. One of them is running yellow, but they're out of kin, and I don't know that they do too much group content, so they have a yellow line spec, and that seems to be all they play. But I also don't know if they're like dedicated tanky. So gotta get this before somebody else does. I need those violet extracts. Except they're golden. So yeah, we have one of the captains running in yellow line, and then we have our guardian tanking, and then we have one captain in red line as far as I can tell. Let's see what the banner is. No, that's the yellow line banner, that don't help. It does help, it doesn't help tell me what the other captain is running. This might tell me. Yeah. Oh, the panels, okay. Let's move this. I have too many buffs. I can't actually see just based on the buffs. There it is. That one. I don't remember. I feel like that is a blue line captain buff, but I'm not entirely sure. But yes, the ideal strategy would be one captain in red and one in blue, in short, basically. We do have an artifact somewhere. Oh, it's hiding. It is. It looks almost mithrally. Okay, we have the banner. Perfect time to tell. They are in red line. That was the easy way to tell. One of the captains is in red, one of them's in yellow. And I am in debuffs and standing in fire. Yeah, there's a fire on the ground. And debuffs. We're killing things quickly. I will give credit to this group. We have some high damage. Yeah. Yeah, that's also true. The self-healing with the Guardian, I believe he's playing Yellow Line, so he at least has one strong self-healing cooldown. I think he's in the, yeah, he's using his two-hander, so he's pretty much gotta be in the Yellow Line. I also see all the Yellow Line debuffs as another indicator. But sometimes that is unfortunately the case in what you have to work with, so what I can do is just try to kill things. That is my role, of course, DPS. And there's like the whole self-healing thing you were talking about. Oh, so many debuffs. I don't think I have much to cure. I could use that. I basically never use those. I have 12 of them saved up. Okay, we are kiting. I'm just regular kiting. Okay. Oh, I still have one guy chasing me. One of the sorcerers. See, when you die, I just get scared and run away. I basically just run away to kite the enemy so they of course don't hit me in melee. If they're ranged, it's still a little bit of help maybe. There's one back here. Oh no, never mind. That's a chest. Oh, there's another Ebon Gleam. Since nobody else is picking these flowers, I feel like I might as well do it. And of course I'm getting golden extracts, which I do not want. In short, yes, Dennis. Let's see, you asked if you just started a Warden, and you're wondering does it have good solo sustain, and yes, Warden is one of the better classes actually for solo and solo sustain. You have a lot of self-heals, which is good. You can even go in a tanky spec and take less damage and strengthen your heals. You could go in the range spec, which I do sometimes for soloing difficult content, and I think the captain, we won't run red captain, I think we're fine with one red captain. But it's the difference between the blue and yellow captain. I mentioned the one running in yellow doesn't have another spec. It sounds like that is all they play. So we were already going over that way earlier today. So that is basically what we're stuck with. Again, the red captain could switch to blue line, but I think they're better off in the red line so we can just kill things quicker. We've only had one death of the tank. Maybe we've had another death, but yeah, it has been pretty fine, I think, with just this. Of course, would be, as we talked about, more optimal with a different strategy, and like that hunter there dying. I admit I was not paying attention to the sorcerer. I did not even know I was joining in the fight. Alright, I need to stretch my legs again, so there we go. Oh. Oh, that actually, the Brink of Victory actually hit. Okay, hopefully that guard doesn't pull. Although he looks like he's in combat, I don't think he actually is. Oh, there we go. They're pulling it. That is what hunters do best, though. Sometimes in a good way, but sometimes it is not ideal. I realized I don't have one of my dogs out. We'll go with Faroth right here. Yes, the foundation of Narcost is overrun with the enemy. Is somebody eating something? Sounds like me when I'm chomping on food. Somebody on Discord it really sounded like they were just chomping on food, but it was like constant, no breaks in it. So I don't think that's quite what it was. It also almost sounds like the walking noise in Minecraft. Unfortunately, you all can't hear it. I've talked about it a few times, but the reasons I have the Discord not playing in the stream is one, everybody in my kin don't want them to feel the impact of the stream at all. It's just like a thing I do that just happens to have them, and at the same time I'm in Discord with them as a kin event, but don't want them to have any, I guess, burden from it or anything like that. And all the sounds and different mics and all that sort of stuff would make for some bad audio quality, unfortunately, and very inconsistent in the level people have and all the such. So that is why right now y'all can't hear this really weird noise. I don't know what gambits I'm using. I'm using bad gambits once again. Oh no, our hunter died. One of our hunters. Our dwarf hunter died. Yeah, Captain, in my experience, Captain is the slowest to level, but it is also quite safe. It definitely has good solo sustain. Good self-sustain. I oddly don't hear it. I think it's gone for now. We're doing a good AoE pull. My favorite. Notice my FPS is getting down right here. I still have my settings way up. I'm just, I guess trying that out would be a way to put it. That is, almost done. At least I got some of my good dots in before I got stunned, so I still got good contribution of damage there. Didn't get all of them in, which of course would have been ideal, but at least got the strongest one and then maybe got a bleed or two in as well. But yeah, I'm noticing right now my FPS seems to be dipping, but the visual quality, it's something I maybe kind of forgot about, but the shadows here are looking really nice, the lighting, compared to what I usually have with my settings. Did you hear? I think the interrupts are guaranteed hits now, right? Yeah, I was about to ask if it was like dodged or something, but I did think they made them non-avoidable. Plus, if you have your finesse up, that probably won't happen anyway. I don't know as a tank. As a tank, I would work to get my finesse up, but I don't know if our tank has. Okay, we're AoEing again. That is my favorite strategy, AoE. I'm actually even going to pull them, which is probably scary, but hopefully our tank can get aggro on them. One of our tanks, since apparently we have two. We're kind of split up again. We're getting split up, and then there's fire on the ground, and we have the captain buffs trying to stand in both of the captain buff circles, which are more squares, I should say. Trying to stand in both of those. And ooh, Nathan, you mentioned Final Fantasy XIV, and it's alright that you're late. Glad you did join. But you mentioned Final Fantasy XIV. That is a game that I started. I wasn't too much in the mood to play LOTRO when I started that. I was about to make like start playing that a lot, but then the new Legendary servers launched in LOTRO, and this was the same thing. Talked about this earlier. Update 30 came out, then shortly after that, new Legendary servers launched. Well, Update 31 in LOTRO launched, which I was a little bit not so much in the mood to play LOTRO when it launched. I do enjoy so far the Update 31 content overall, but also at the same time I started Final Fantasy XIV leveling in that, but now it's been a while. I think I've done 2 or 3 streams maybe of Final Fantasy XIV, and I think I already have all the stuff ready for the next one. I am in melee stance, want to be in range stance. I think I have all the stuff ready for the next one, but just haven't gotten to it. Perhaps... maybe Sunday. Maybe. Unlikely Sunday. But maybe Sunday I could do that. It'd be a short stream and it'd be early. I am planning on streaming tomorrow. And then most of the weekend I'm going to spend working on videos, actually. So I probably won't do like a really big long stream either Saturday or Sunday, but that is an option, I will say. So with repairing, one nice benefit of being a subscriber of VIP, which you actually have to be to play on the server, is you can use a subscriber's jug, which actually does not look like the tank used, so disregarding that, I don't even think I used mine. Still have the jug. I don't see my buff where I use mine, but usually, yeah, repairing just comes in after a few deaths, but I don't know, maybe the tank is about needing a repair. But it's more so dying and less so, I think, tanking that would cause them to need to repair. But as a tank, they have died a bit in this run. Maybe they've only died once or twice. I don't think they've died that much. But yeah, I don't think I used the subscriber's jug. But anyway, that item that you can get from a daily quest in Bree and other starter areas is it prevents item wear and the such. And I don't think I see that buff. It's this little heart one, but it's a little bit different. It has a black background instead of the white ones here. If y'all can even see that, if you're watching this on a tiny screen, I'm at high resolution. It'll be pretty hard to see, I think. I think we're getting pretty close to done with this resource instance. I will say, compared to previous runs I have done with this kin, this one is going pretty quickly. We have some good damage today. I am in melee again. I am being bad about my stances lately. Oh, it's something to filter. If I can't equip it, it gets filtered. It is a Guardian. Okay, looks like we're going. But a little delay with getting a tank up here. Oh, we pulled everything, nice. I think we got the boss as well. I consider that a good thing. Might be a little bit scary for some people, but... Okay, get rid of the wound. I'm being very cautious right here. I see I have aggro on a guy. I went into melee hoping one of the tanks would pick it up. So far that has not been the case, and I thought I might have taken aggro there, but he just faced me and stunned me. That was a really nice potion. I think I would be dead without that potion. Somebody else is running back here as well, but they are running to me. Or they were running towards me. Okay. I think things are settled a little bit more. We have a hunter that looks like a friendly circle area. It is white, but I think white borders are usually friendly. Maybe it affects enemies and not allies though. But it seems like standing in fire would not be a good idea. Actually, that guard is not pulled. Interesting. Okay. I'm about to be more useful. I'm going about this whole rotation slow. But, there we go. That would be. Is that what that giant statue is? A fireplace? Or is there an actual fireplace? Oh. No, I've just seen the statue. Apparently there's a Dragok fireplace. There's a giant Dragok statue, which is at my kin house. Oh. Does only one person have to have the key? For some reason I'm able to turn in the quest. Huh. Yeah, I wonder if I had it and never turned it in, or maybe had a key? Well, nice. I think I can get an essence now. Give me 500 more morale. I gotta clear out some inventory space, but this is actually great news for me. That means this was a little bit more worth running. As far as spending my times, if I think about the value I get out of running something for my character, that just moves this up to a lot higher. Well, it was a fun instance. I don't know why, but this particular run of this resource instance was like extra fun to me. Yeah, there we go. I got one essence fragment. That was really bad luck. I think you can get 1 to 3. The average, of course, being 2 with that, but yeah. Oh, nice. I'll have to choose one. I want armor at the moment, which is odd as a warden, not going for the Throne of the Dreadtear upgrade armor, but because I couldn't do that, I think weapons is what medium armor folk use. But the reason I went with armor again is because that is what I am working on basically. Let's get lumber, I suppose. I thought that was a pretty good run of that. It seemed to go by a lot quicker than the last couple of times I've been here. I like that outfit the hunter has. Usually I wouldn't go for a color like that, but it seems to work. Gotta try to find some flowers real quick. Ancient weapon. Here's another one of these artifacts, I think. Oh, if we are actually going to try that, I would be happy to try. Alright, I might actually be trying to find some flowers real quick to get keys. We will see. When people gather back up, I will just have them summon me. Well, I'm trying to find flowers. Apparently this is a bad spot, I guess. Floating names on even. I know the no man lands there's a lot. That's where we were earlier, but I figured just running out here I'd probably run into some at least, but it is barrens here as far as flora goes for all the extracts and the such. Oh, there is one. The first one I have run into is way out here. And it disappeared. Eye of the Night I think mainly gives golden extracts, which is what I've been getting. I don't know if it's an actual thing. This does give golden and can't give violet. I need 8 violet. I'm only getting golden still, but you all can just summon me when you're ready. I don't want to hold stuff up. Hopefully some of these have violet, but I really do wonder if it is the case that you cannot get violet. How much gold? Gold I have 357 it looks like on this character. I don't spend it on anything, and I don't really bother too much with making gold, which is kind of odd for me actually. But gold and extracts, if that is what you're wondering, because I have way too many of them and don't have enough violet. I have 56 of those. Perhaps the reason is because I mostly seem to play LOTRO at nighttime, in-game at least, and it's super weird. But I don't know why, it just seems like I mostly play the game when I'm out questing. It's nighttime instead of daytime. And maybe if you only get golden, or more likely to get golden at night, maybe that is why I'm getting golden now. I will say, I think I started at 8 violet though, so I might have gotten some violet, or I could just be misremembering that. And it could have been that I need 8 more, was what it was at the start. And it makes sense that Eye of the Night would be golden. That thing is like glowing and golden looking, but all these others, I feel like they should be able to get violet. All I'm getting is golden. Uh-oh. Thought I crashed. Every time, I'm just paranoid whenever something like that happens that it's a crash. Yeah, I don't think there are violet extracts at night. Oh, just kidding. Got 2. That gives me hope. I did get 2 violet extracts, so it is possible. And I'll have like 500 golden by then. I wonder if it's because I seem to like playing LOTRO at nighttime, and if you really do get more golden at night, if that is why. Like in-game nighttime, I mean. These extracts are for gear mostly, but the particular ones I'm looking for is you can get a lockpick with them. You have to have 20 golden, 20 violet, and right now I'm getting way more golden than violet. But yeah, this is basically the end game for this level cap as far as getting your best stuff, and the way to get the best essences is to, which is, as far as I'm concerned, more important than getting the actual gear, unfortunately. I wish that weren't the case, but that is just the reality, it seems like, with LOTRO. Gives me 2 more minutes of hope. Getting so many golden. I'm up to 85 golden, and I only have 14 violet. I think you're supposed to get these about evenly, but the problem that somebody shared today is that you get more golden at night and more violet during the day, and obviously I'm getting way more golden right now. And it seems like Eye of the Night, that would be the one that I would guess has like 100% chance, because it looks golden. So it's probably not even worth me trying those. I don't know if Mornweed, if that can give violet. What was the one? I got violet from a mushroomy looking one, I think. So maybe we'll ignore Eye of the Night, even ignore Mornweed. I hate ignoring them, but still I want floating names on. Dusk Nettle. Let's see what that one has. Glad you are liking the game, Keck. So end of last month, that would have been June, okay. Yeah, this is a particularly weird level cap. This system never came back in LOTRO, but it is a thing where you basically pick flowers as the primary thing, it seems like. Not trusting the Mornweed. I just need 4 more. Okay, there's an Evangleam. This one I don't think has 100% chance. Actually, this one does seem to be giving golden. It was something else. It was Dusk Nettle and I think a different one that gave violet. And I don't know if it's the same each time, or if different ones actually do have a different chance. It'd be kind of neat, because that means I could farm, for example, Dusk Nettle or whatever it is, and assuredly ignore the other ones. Horsetail. Don't think I've run into this one yet. Uh-oh. Yeah, I did get 2 more, so just down to 4 more. Horsetail's the one I just got. Oh, no, I'm going to have to kill this. The time pressure is on. Again, if everybody is ready, you can just summon me. We'll see. I haven't summoned. Yeah, I think I got it. I found a pattern that certain ones actually do seem to drop certain extracts, so I just stopped getting the golden ones. And I was able to run around. But there we go. Now I need the moment to barter for the lockpick. Unfortunately, I'm a Warden, so I can travel there quickly. Bone Mallow, that could have definitely been it. I think that's the one I just got. I got a couple Bone Mallows recently. The server we are on is Anor, so for us, the title's still Throne of the Dread Terror. We never ran that. I have to fix that. But, yeah, we were running on Anor, and that's how it would have been an on-level Throne of the Dread Terror, is that the level cap on the Legendary server is still 105. Okay, so the question is, where do I barter for these? Is it down south, or is it up here? I'm feeling up here, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I can get an essence. Perfect. Don't want that.
The Rangers will
Way too many golden extracts. I think the golden extracts could still be put to use, I just don't remember how. Or maybe they can't. That is also entirely possible. I'm actually not sure that I could put the golden extracts to use. Like, even bartering for cosmetics, I don't know. Yeah, I just have way too many golden. It'd be neat if you could trade them off, at least. Like golden to violet trading, but can't. I am ready for a summon whenever. Oh, that was quick. You were waiting. Okay, I hate to do this, but I need a like 1 minute AFK. So I have to use the restroom. So I will be right back. I have to be quick. Okay, I am back. I am back.
Evil spoils these grounds.
The Rangers of Ithilien have sent you to drive.
Did I actually pick up the quest? I think I did. There we go, it's not tracking for some reason. I don't think it tracked last time, but like before we even entered the instance, I don't think it tracked. Thank you all for your patience though. And when you get all the gear, that means you can do 2 campfires. Wow, was that a reply to me? Oh, I said when you get the gear from these, you can do 2 campfires then. Yeah. Oh, no. So, our tank said they have these campfires, like jokingly, they have these campfires as markers for how much you're supposed to pull at once. So, that was what my reply was to, but he didn't understand what I was saying at first. I think he thought I said they pulled too many. And yeah, there's a lot of screaming. I will say though, I can't hear it, but from the Discord audio, I actually hear when people open their mic or start talking, I actually hear that. I've been talking about my setup, and one thing I have not done is actually put my speakers on my desk. That is still right there. I need, I guess, the issue is... I don't think I died. Did I miss something? Uh-oh. Hello. I thought you were about to just run past me. Oh, looks like they all moved back up here. Okay, this is so messy, I have no idea what's going on. I think I'm still getting hit by things, so use a potion. I quite enjoy it. Some slowness with the gambit builders there, but I think I mentioned this. I ran out of potions. That is one definite problem. We were talking earlier about how much gold I have, and you know what I can spend my gold on? Assuming people actually post potions. Who knows on this server when they're like at prime time? It might not be prime time anymore. There were like, I think 77 non-anonymous people is what it was earlier. We're down to 63 right now on a Friday evening. I will say it's like 10:26 Eastern time, which might be getting a little bit late. For me, it's 9:26. I would consider this maybe an hour or two earlier general peak time. Just evening time is, I think, what is considered peak time for US. I don't think I've run, I might have run this resource instance once. I've not run it that much. So it is 12 on both of those that you need. I thought this one was like just 8 things you need to pick up or something like that, but I was definitely off on that. Yeah, these instances, they weren't super easy. They're skilled for 105 pretty well actually still. So what am I looking for? I don't mean to just have a UI panel up and ignore it. I'll eventually find it. Potions and salves. Okay. 105. Oops. I was, to be honest, searching the auction house for potions. Because I might have run out. And I may have just gotten resupplied. I was worried though, with how few people are playing the server lately. It was expensive, but I don't spend my gold on anything else. Wow, it already dropped. I looked just a minute ago and I thought it was like 67. Anyway. Oh, with all the shouting going on, it sounds like your sister and you yelling at each other back in the day. That is probably a decently accurate description. Was this some full inventory? For this character, this is honestly a fairly clean inventory. I hate to admit that, but for people that have watched this character a lot, that is a relatively clean inventory for this character. I think there's quite a bit of stuff I could narrow down as well, so it just feels a little bit clean. I've had some issues where it's at a situation where I know there's a lot of stuff I could easily get rid of, like all these relics. I could easily deconstruct those. I have some junk loot that would be easy to sell. Sometimes there are situations where that is not the case, where I actually do have this full of an inventory with actually useful stuff and I don't have like vault or shared storage space. So that's why I actually feel pretty good with my inventory, and I also I like a really clean inventory. One thing I could do is get carry-alls. If carry-alls go on sale, like there's a really good sale of carry-alls coming up soon. We have a larva back. I was wondering what we were in combat with. One of the captains was stuck back here with those guys. Either that or they were stuck with him. I feel like my positioning is slightly off, and I think that's because when I scoot back and stretch my legs out, what happens is I have to scoot the keyboard and mouse up so I can actually reach it. But now that I'm sitting in the normal spot, I guess. I actually don't know if it's my normal spot or if the other one is my more normal spot, but the regular sitting up as I am right now, I have to scoot it back. I wonder if that's still the case. It might be. Yeah, I just know it was nerfed. I'm guessing potentially bear warnings with full buffs in bear form might be able to outstretch a captain now. But I haven't kept up if captains actually still have the highest morale or not. If anybody in chat knows, I am curious with that as well. I'm having troubles pressing Z. It's always an issue with the Warden, doing keybinds and doing push attack at the same time. South Bree, I would say. But I'm curious that 75 was Galtrav busier than South Bree. I did like Galtrav. Let's... Yeah, that's odd. Okay. I just feel like if there was stuff, I could have missed it easily at this point. Notice we haven't done a big pull in a while. They need either... Okay. That makes sense. And they have the campfires. They only have like 2 mobs at them now. There are some belongings there. Hello Ian, right now I'm playing on the Anor server, which unfortunately the population here is not doing all that great. I definitely see why. I will say people have asked about the server a lot today, oddly, and the reason I play on Anor is because of the kinship, the people I'm playing with right now, because they are all on Anor. That is where we are. I've talked about this before as well, but if we were given the chance to do free transfers from Anor to the regular servers, I would try to convince, as best as I could, try to convince my kin to take up that offer and get out of here. Ideally to Arkanston, where I have all my other characters. So I don't really play on Anor for Anor anymore, it's more so just because my kin is here. I'll get the group in the back. If we die, it is 100% my fault. If I die, it is 100% my fault. I caused that wipe. At least helped it. Maybe we would have wiped anyway, but that's a bad way to think about things. Oh, I'm still in combat. I actually consider that a good thing. I don't know if that was a good strategy, but I was actually hoping for that so we didn't lose progress on the fight. But slow down. Where are they? I will... I want to start hitting them and kiting them. There they are, okay. They're coming. Coming back. Back. Back this way. I was hoping not everybody would follow me, but some of them did. I think we're good. We got pretty organized at least. Oh, that was a bad stun. I don't know if Desolation actually got off. It did. I don't think I actually need a heal there, but as a just in case thing. I also see probably could have interrupted that guy. There we go. We got them down. Yeah, Nor's population, it is not doing that great. We're back up to 57. I don't know if that's good. Then we're back up like 2 more people. 2 more non-anonymous people. Always important to clarify that, I think. But it's definitely low. That's why I feel like there's hopefully a real possibility. I would hope Standing Stone Games actually thinks of this as a possibility and not just wholly 100% casting it off, is the possibility basically of free transfers again, not just the ability to transfer and pay for it, but free transfers off the server, partially because of the low population. And I think one thing is once they start catching up, they lose their appeal, as well as one issue I guess at this point is the XP debuff is probably not that big of a help. It hasn't really hurt as much, but character XP I have not cared about since level 85 essentially, because what matters to me more at this point is trait points, and then there's also legendary item strength, and a little bit gear, but I don't know why. I just feel like character level is not that important or that impactful. I just don't care about it as much at high level LOTRO, which I feel like is an odd thing to feel like. But that is one thing that is true for me at this point. The level cap is 105, what we are at right now. But another element I feel like with these servers is the low levels. That's what's like most interesting, the fresh start and all that. So then interest just naturally dies off over time. For new players it becomes a little bit less appealing once again to start on these servers. And I think the same thing will happen with Treebeard, unfortunately, where eventually the population will kind of go as it is on Anor. Same with Shadowfax. I almost feel like Shadowfax could oddly have more longevity just because it has a faster pace. For me, I went on Treebeard. I like Treebeard. I like the slower pace. But thinking long term, after especially level 75, I would much rather be on Shadowfax, oddly enough. I think Treebeard will spend a longer time at the more fun parts, but then it will spend a really long time at the less fun parts, kind of like this. This isn't bad. 105 is not too bad. I don't like the gear progression too much and how that is, but the content I think is surprisingly fun is how I describe it for 105. Ew. This is forced 2 campfires at once. Okay, so I have to focus on the defilers. I stunned one. Kind of forgot that was a thing I could do. Okay, I don't remember I used Exaltation of Battle, so we need the other overtime morale tap. Now I go in melee. Unfortunately, I did not get to seize the moment. Yeah, the starting population on Shadowfax is lower. Again, I like Treebeard. That to me is the more appealing server. I just don't know if the... Oh yeah, no food. We also... Yeah, we didn't do scrolls. We don't have any buffs. That would be quite helpful. Plastonic, I know you really like the buffs. They're quite helpful. It's just something... I have to be honest, and a lot of my playtime on LOTRO with this kin, which has been one nice thing with the kin, is other people take care of the scrolls. They just take care of us, but sometimes either of those people aren't here. I know some of the people there were really good about that. Stopped playing on the server. They had an example of one that it got to a time where they were less interested in the content, which I think happened to line up with Rohan, so they just stopped playing here. But yeah, I used to rely on other people for that. Also, I am running low on food, but I can eat some. And I have plenty of hope tokens. I can help with that. But yeah, it's just something I've been conditioned to not think about. My throat's getting raspy. There we go. Have some hope. You just joined Anor, Ian. I hope you enjoy Anor. Ugh, sorry about my voice there. Hopefully it gets fine. There we go. I almost feel like I need to, with changing the setup, one thing I don't think I've actually mentioned today. I did wall anchor my monitor. What was it that was low? I didn't catch that. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's also like peak time and peak day, it seems like. But I do wonder if people from the server actually switch to Treebeard that and might do it more permanently, because I feel like people have stuck on Anor at this point probably treat it more as a permanent server, kind of like us, but maybe they're just totally restarting as well. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, I was gonna say we could at least get these two out here, but yeah. We have to go here anyway. So we're at the final boss room. I will not cause any more wipes. This is not raid content. There's an issue with the title that I keep forgetting to change. We did not actually run through the Dredge here. Sometimes what happens though is we like finish the content. So for example, if we finish throwing the Dredge here, then this would still not be raid content, but we did not actually get to running the raid. We had a fairly low turnout, kind of like the server has a low turnout right now. But we had enough people on to do some 6-man stuff, so I will update the title, but this is currently not raid content, it's instance content, it's resource instance, so slightly different than a regular instance, but it gives basically the end game stuff. You have to farm flowers out on the landscape, and then you can do an optional quest which requires a lockpick, basically barter from those flowers. I'm trying to not make it complex, but it's getting complex anyway. Farm flowers, barter for lockpicks. That lockpicks lets you get an extra chest in here to get essences, which is the biggest deal to get from this, and like the biggest end game thing. So, at least end game for the level 105. And as far as I'm concerned, it is more important than the raid content, oddly enough. So the blurred chat box, it shouldn't be frozen. It should, like, if I move my mouse around here, it shouldn't be frozen. And even if I like move, you can see, especially if I go to the fire, you can see that moving around in it. But that is blurred because it is the kin chat and the such. So I just have that blurred for player privacy and the such, and people who don't want their stuff broadcast. The Battle of the Black Gate is in the game. I actually think that is what my character is getting pretty close to. I don't remember all that much of it. I think I was like half there when I did it originally. But yes, that is in the game. It's been in the game for quite a while. And it is kind of what the server is getting to. Or yes, all the level 105 content is released. So like 115 will release all the 115 content when we go to Mordor. Looks like we got about half. If we go out a bit, we can line of sight them away. Okay. Watching the morale. Oh, Tink's dead. I am running. Tink died means I run. Oh, apparently they're eyes. I'm not familiar with the actual mechanics of this fight with the eyes and the such. I was gonna ask if we had reses. Well, I can keep kiting? Probably not good to stay up there. I also caught the eye dot. Also should debuff him. We might be able to kill him. Kiting is just a strategy I have to survive. Kiting and doing Warden keybinds, that is what is tough to me. I don't know who's alive, like who's actually alive in here. We have one more person other than one of the hunters, it looks like. Okay, if they're playing Redline, they can't stand still and do their good stuff. Ooh. Oh, hey. Hello. Nice of you all to join us. Oh, it's not updating? That is odd. Something killed the tank quick. Maybe there really is something to running away. Okay, well, we got that done. We got it done in about half an hour. So not too bad timing overall. From the experience in this one, I will say it did seem harder than Tower of Teeth. Especially those big rooms. I know I pulled a whole bunch extra one of those bad wipes. I don't know. I probably died in this, but I don't know any of the times we wiped. I was able to kite a lot. I did die one of those wipes, okay. Wow, we went way back. Again, I was only kiting to... basically survive, not necessarily run them back to the people that were running back, but that is what happened. Okay, so there's the strongbox we need. We have enough people here to take this, I think. Hopefully the captain can keep aggro. Which maybe not. Waiting for that to go. That was a very slow gambit builder. It was so slow that I actually forgot what gambit I was building. That's kind of funny. I don't know, funny in a good way, but I find it funny. Need some heals. I might have had aggro on that archer the whole time is what I'm guessing. While I was taking so much damage that fight. Alright, with the captain heals, that should be, just those 2 hops should be good for me, I think. I'll pull him, but I'll also slow him, which I think did not affect him, or my slow just never went off. That is also a possibility. Either never went off or actually did get a reset on that. Okay. I still don't see the slow on him, I could just be missing it, but I'm guessing he's immune to the slow. A lot of mobs and instances aren't able to be hit by stuff like that, but sometimes they are. Alright, looking for the subscriber town services. There we go. Just clear up a few spaces on my inventory here. Definitely want to lock these 2 potions I got. Okay, that's clean enough for now. Well, at this point I might as well get rid of everything. Lock that, lock that. Okay, so I believe that is all we need to do in here, so I can leave and then we will see. Maybe I can get another essence. After all this work, I think I can actually get another essence. I have 5 essence fragments. I think I only got 2 from that instance. Somebody got 3. That is pretty good. I think you can get 1 to 3. I actually got 4. Wow. Maybe you get, I forget, maybe the quest rewards 2 and then you can get 1 to 3 more from the bag, from the pouch. So this might be even better than I thought if that actually is the case. Oh, we will take, yeah, we want weapons for this character. No, we don't want weapons. We want armor. Right? Yeah, armor. Oops. Oh well. I have some extra weapons now. Okay, get this lumber. That was quite productive for me today. I think I got 2 essences, which is, as I keep sharing, the big thing this character needs. Wow. That would over double my resistance if I was able to use that. I do have a nice 121 Vitality Essence lined up though. Okay. So while it would be better if, of course, these boxes, I think that's from the featured instance, if they gave stuff relative to level 105, it is kind of neat that you can save stuff up for later like that. There's a floating chest right there.
The Rangers will not surrender us, Gilead.
Worry? Huh. Plain Essence of Vitality. The best essence. Although critical rating, depending what you're doing, I guess, depending your group situation and all that sort of stuff, you could overcap critical rating. I think that's what some people do, but for me, I will do this. There we go. Now I have my chest piece fixed. Didn't I think so? Okay, so disconnected from the Kindle Discord, and I realized I haven't talked about wrapping this thing up at all. So I think I mentioned I already plan to stream tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, but it will be a late-ish stream in the evening is the current plan. So I will be doing some Treebeard stuff. What I will be doing on Treebeard, I actually do not know. But yeah, I'll find out. I'll do some sort of leveling, of course. I have 2 characters below level 20. I will level 1 or both of them as a possibility. And yeah, one thing I do want to do while we wrap up, I'm going to try to do this passively. Not always the best idea to do that. Let's see if I have any rep boosts active for this character. I have 3,600 bonus remaining. Do I have any rep boosts in my inventory? Oh, I do. I have 3. Okay, perfect. These are 5,000. These are pretty huge rep boosts. I wonder how I got that. Maybe a quest reward or something? Because usually I think 1,000 is the normal one you can barter from the skirmish camp. But anyway, I wanted to boost my rep because I'll probably use like 9-ish of these actually. But the concern with reputation is actually not that big. As I mentioned, I could get a Warden shield, but it's kind of iffy if that's actually an upgrade. It probably overall is, I think. Missions on Treebeard? No, none of my characters are level 20, so I have not gotten to that. I think missions would be fun on Treebeard. Oh, there are too many exciting things about Treebeard. It makes me want to actually log on and do some stuff on Treebeard this evening, but that is not a good idea, unfortunately. I wish it were a good idea, but it is not. Anyway, what I need to save up are... yeah, definitely not getting this stuff. I am friend. Let's see what my actual reputation rank is. And also, I know missions don't have the best gear, but I'd actually be interested just see what the gear is like, actually focus on it a little bit more maybe at level 20, like when you unlock missions. And one more thing was... the Will of the Willow, that level 20 instance, I'm really curious what that is like. I know you can run the solo and duo and you actually get impacted by the debuff and the difficulty, but running the 3-man, I'd just be generally interested. Ooh, I'm way away on this. So if I use 9 of these, that would be 4,500 rep. If I boost that, that would be 9,000. I mean, what else am I going to use these on? That is, I guess, the question I need to think about. What else would I use these on? And I think the answer is absolutely nothing, so might as well use them, get some use out of them. We'll go ahead and do this. Let's use 11 more of those. Actually, let's save 1. And then I think I can use 30 of these. Not 1. I'm having trouble typing today, and let's hope that ranked me up. I don't think it did. I was seeing some glowy, flashy level up B stuff. Yeah, I'm still 7,000 away. The jewelry is pretty good. I will say, actually, for this character at level 105, the jewelry has tons of stats. That is true for like all the level 105 pieces, but considering, I guess, my laziness is a way to put it, and not wanting to work on all this stuff, such as what I'm doing right now, it's a very nice way to get some baseline physical mastery, and especially critical rating. That seems to be the big thing. A lot of crit from that. And I think I've seen similar pieces. This isn't from that, but just the level 105 plain old gear that you can get from, I think, challenge chests and instances that you scale, actually at any level. I think it now gives 130 loot. It was like randomly fixed, but now for this server it's actually worse if it functions that way. I think it still gives 105 loot from what we ran today with Hellground. But anyway, the point is, this is another example of a great piece of armor that I don't have to work on all these essences for, even though it's technically less optimized than the essences. And I don't know how I got on that tangent, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the jewelry from Will of the Willow. Although, I don't know if Will of the Willow drops jewelry. Maybe the jewelry from missions is what you're talking about. And that is something, again, to look forward to. I think the Wildwood missions, I want to get back to those. Those were fun. I haven't done them in a while. I think I focused on the Update 31 missions when I have done missions lately. And that would be something I think to look forward to for my characters, is maybe the rewards from like the Wildwood ones. Because if I remember correctly, the Wildwood instances had better rewards. Not instances, the Wildwood missions had better rewards than the Update 31 missions, and the War of Three Peaks missions just had cosmetics and had like a huge rep gate to all that. Okay, so I was supposed to be wrapping up the stream. I think I already talked about my plans for tomorrow, which is to stream on Treebeard in the evening time. So that is what I'll do tomorrow. And in the meantime tomorrow, hey, there is Faroth. And there is Faroth. He has a twin who is also named Faroth. Oh, this Faroth is smaller. It's like a Faroth puppy. Okay, that is perfect. I have to be really quick about this. Let's turn floating names off. Oh, you can actually zoom your character and do that? Anyway, they're standing next to each other. Oh, the Bilbo missions. I forgot about the Bilbo Baggins missions. That was a fun set. Be interested in those rewards as well. I know the crafted armor is like basically the best armor for a lot of the low levels, but the jewelry is not quite as good. I think there are some jewelry pieces scattered for certain, I guess, tactical versus physical that can be good if I remember correctly. But one, it is actually, I guess, a little bit hard maybe to get that OP crafted stuff very early on when resources are limited and you're still leveling stuff and such. But even that aside, I forgot the other point. I honestly completely forgot the other point. But yeah, that's another easy way and exciting, I guess, reward you can get for missions. I wish you could, when you have your character fully zoomed in like this, it would be neat if you could have the camera go down, so I could actually get a good angled screenshot of them. Otherwise I have to do like this. Yeah, this is a giant Faroth. That's like mini Faroth. Giant Faroth. Let's see, what else? Yeah, tomorrow, I did a great job this week getting stuff done, so I don't have to do too much on the weekend and can focus on working on videos, which would be tomorrow and Sunday, and then I will be gone next week, and then I will be back at the end of the weekend, I believe. So my plan is to have some videos and going to work on them. It's been a while since I've done videos. I've been, I guess, more in a stream mood lately. But yeah, that is what is coming up. And I feel like that is a good point to wrap up. As a reminder, we did not do Throne of the Dreadterror today. That is unfortunately not what happened, even though it was the initial plan. I will have to change the title and all this such. And otherwise, with the content we did, I actually thought it was quite fun. We did Silent Street, which I have to admit the rewards from that were nothing. But, oh, if I sit, I don't think sitting in LOTRO unfortunately changes the camera angle. It might give me... Oh, I have an idea. What if I lie down? It would give me a chance to zoom in and not have that block, but it's still not ideal, I would say. Yeah, maybe you can see them a little bit better angle like that. Anyway, I just wanted a good screenshot, to be honest. I thought it'd be good for a thumbnail when I continue this character. We could get the two Faroths. Let's see. What was I going on about? I have to wrap up this stream at some point, but want to make sure I do all the good summary stuff. Yeah, what we did today, that is what I was going on about. Silent Street, not too much rewards, but it was fun. And then we did the featured instance, which was super easy and fun. Got good rewards from that. And then we did the 2 resource instances. I was eventually able to get enough violet extract, so I was able to get the loot from both of those, the essences. So I'm now up 2 essences on this character, which is nice. I think that's pretty good from one evening of activities, 2 essences. Definitely don't consider that too bad, considering... I don't know, it just seemed a lot worse, but I know those resource instances, they seem to be pretty good for dailies and that. The thing is, I probably still won't do too much of it. It's just a little boost for my character from today's activities. Basically finished out my chest piece, got the last 2 essences for that and replaced my temporary ones. Anyway, I really do think that is a good point to go ahead and wrap up the stream, and I think that is a good summary of what we did today. It's an okay summary of what we did today, and the preview towards the future. One last thing to point out, my setup is pretty much done, I think. And yeah, so shouldn't be having too many hectic things going on with changing that. In the future, I might get one more lamp to put on the right to balance out the lights a little bit, especially for when it is light outside, which it is not at the moment. It is nighttime, so pretty dark outside. And yeah, that is the one thing that I think might change from here. So I hope you all do like the new setup. I guess one other thing that could change is just stuff in the background. Unfortunately, not a great place back there right now for the Middle Earth map, but I'll try to find some things that are related to the content I do on my channel, like maybe a smaller version of the map or something to put like right here-ish where my hand is. So yeah, that would be the potential thing that could change with the setup. Otherwise, it really is a good point for me to wrap up the stream, and I think that is actually all I have. So I feel like my character was laying very weird. They're actually, I think that's them breathing. They're like moving up and down, but I think this is supposed to be them breathing. Anyway, as far as this stream goes with all the content we did, I hope y'all did enjoy it. And if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content like Andrew there. Thank you for that. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone.